everyone. I know, I gotta pretend like I'm happy.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so our video this week is going to be on the fly because we've had quite the week.
After going with 3 weeks of advanced video for the last couple of months, we've burned through all of that because of life, and we don't have a video, and this week sucked.
Yeah. Cue the intro.
Trucks rumbling, coffee in hand, had a plan, yeah. This was the plan. We're rolling into the story, winging it naturally. A little bit of chaos, a little bit of wait and see if it all goes sideways, yeah. That's where we shine. Oh yeah, so buckle up, hang on. You're riding this ride with me.
So let's start with what's been going on for the last little bit. We are actually in Texas. The video that we did on our truck not working was actually happened in February in Florida.
That's right.
So they did end up replacing the transmission. Well, the housing was fine. We would have had to wait somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks for a new transmission, complete new transmission.
If they could get it.
If they could get it at all from Ford did say that we would get one eventually, but we couldn't drive the truck until we did. And they had all the parts to rebuild the transmission, and we were at a truck center. So the decision was made by whoever made the decision to rebuild the transmission with all new parts. And we're back from saving the piece of tinfoil from the puppy. So, truck was rebuilt.
They rebuilt the transmission.
Yeah.
They had it for 3 weeks, worked on it for 3 days, and then on the day that they handed it back to us, said, "Oh, by the way, do you know your backup lights don't work?"
And the problem is, I know that they worked when they were put in, because when we move the truck and we do our safety light check, I look at the truck lights too. And I'm like, Matt, it worked right before we gave it to them.
So their response was, "You're RVers, we think a rodents chewed the wire. We've looked at it, and we've done we've checked you out, so you're no longer in queue, so it's going to be a couple of weeks before we can get to it. Do you want to leave the truck here? I know that you need to be in North Carolina tomorrow." So we took the truck and started driving it. It seemed to be okay, but after some movement or after some driving, we figured out that it seems like it's the shift points aren't quite correct on, which could just be software, but it could be something mechanical around the shift points around 1st and 7 seems to be wrong with those. So I called the dealer here in Texas where we were going to, and found a truck center, and called them and said, "Hey, I'm going to be in town for 3 weeks. Can you guys look at it? And oh, by the way, I need the reversing lights looked at as well." Really nice lady called us on our trip down, and she pulled the VIN, and she started having conversations with us like, "Do you know that there are a bunch of error codes on your brakes? How far do you have to go?
What are you doing right now? Oh, you're in the mountains of Tennessee?
Please be careful.
Please be careful." And she finally said, "Listen, if something happens, what'll happen is your ABS will go out and you will be coasting to the side of the road." And she kept saying, with a 2,400-pound trailer.
Right.
And we kept saying 24,000-pound trailer.
Right.
You know?
So anyway, so we bring the truck in, drop it off, and I tell her, "Look, you've got this for almost 3 weeks, but 2.5 weeks, because in 3 weeks from the day we moved in, we're getting kicked out of the Thousand Trails. We have to move it. She says, okay, I'll put that down, no problem. Went along, heard nothing. Last week, on 5 days ago, I texted her and said, hey, what's going on? And she says, we're waiting on parts to come in, and we think we've got your module problems. We've got new lights on order. We've got several new modules on order, but you're not in queue for the transmission specialist yet. Went down, talked to her. She said, absolutely, we'll have it back to you on Friday, no problem.
Just bring it back on Monday.
And you can just bring it back on Monday. So Thursday night, I texted her and said, hey, are we on track for tomorrow? Didn't hear from her.
Which was weird, because she was super good at replying back.
Friday, didn't hear from her, texted again, called the number. Her number rolled over to the service manager. About 10 minutes later, I got a phone call back and said, hi, my name is Jose, and I'm taking over your case. Your service advisor is no longer with the company. And I gave him the background, and I said, and I need it back in the next 4 hours. And he's like, well, I'm just seeing this now. I don't know anything about it. Let me get back to you.
Yeah. Well, and so I called Thousand Trails. Well, I reached out to our salesperson who happens to work at the Thousand Trails that we were at, told her what was going on. She went to the ranger station, the manager station, whoever does the scheduling, and got us penciled in. They call it on the same line, which means in the same space. They moved people all over. Understand that we would be staying at that point through Memorial Day. So, I mean, they jumped through all kinds of hoops to get us a space. Susan is awesome. If you ever think you're going to buy Thousand Trails, call me and I'll get you her number. She's incredible.
Right.
But
very nice. Way above and beyond.
Yeah, she went way above and beyond what she needed to help us. Because, I mean, she's our salesperson. Right. And then I got to try to call Thousand. All I had to do was call Thousand Trails and pay the extra amount for the extended weeks. Right. And couldn't get through Thousand Trails. So she actually fixed that issue for me too. She's incredible.
Yep. So yesterday, in the middle of this, of not knowing, having no information from the Ford dealers to whether or not we're going to get the truck back, in what shape, can it tow, anything like that, right? We're also struggling with needing to check out. And the 800 number has a bunch of problems. Angela made 6 or 7 or 8 requests, no phone calls back. And it turns out that the problem, or one of the challenges is that at some point, since we signed up for Thousand Trails, our credit cards got frauded and they issued new numbers for us. And the number that we had typed in for our payment all those months ago was no longer valid.
And you can't change that on the website.
You can't change it on the website. No way. You have to talk to a person to do it.
Yeah.
Live.
They need to update their website. It's quite obvious. If they don't want to staff so that people can call back,
yeah,
then they need to update their website.
Yeah. So we have found this several different places, right? The people in the campgrounds associated with Thousand Trails in the campgrounds, in the 2 or 3 instances that we've seen, are fantastic.
So yeah, we were at Encore Clarebrook in Florida, which is outside of Orlando, and we stayed there twice, and they were incredible both times. So our experience with Thousand Trails is actually extremely good with the local campgrounds.
With the 800 number, it leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, so know that if you're going to do Thousand Trails. I mean, knowing what I know, I would still do it. But you can't rely on their 800 number.
Right. In an emergency, you're host.
And I will say, if it had not been for the credit card, the chat feature on the website would have been able to fix it for me, but they couldn't because they can't take a credit card over the chat feature.
Right. So anyway, in the middle of trying to come up with backup plans, all of this is going on, right? Eventually we get down and we figure out that, and by the way, the Thousand Trails can only accommodate us until the day before the Memorial Day holiday.
Well, it was actually Memorial Day.
Or Memorial Day. And the we have no idea what's going on with the truck. We don't know, you know.
So we paid the extra fee to stay because it's like $29 or something to extend for a week, and then because even if we weren't going to stay, because we needed somewhere long term, because they could have our truck for months at this point.
Right.
So we moved to another campground and are on a monthly.
Right. And they also got us in very nicely.
Over Memorial Day, and this place is going to start filling up today.
Right. So they got us a long-term camping ground, in a nice camp spot, right? Again, the personal relationship with the person at the front desk.
Yeah, we've stayed here before. We like them.
So we now have backup plans for that, right? So we go down, get the truck, and the guy's like, yeah, we've replaced modules, we've replaced things, we still can't get it fixed. Daisy, we still can't get it fixed. Someone's hungry. Come here. And
Want to pause and feed her real quick?
she's barking at ducks too.
Yeah, the geese.
Geese. So they still can't get it fixed, and they're waiting on a call back from Ford. Bring it back on Monday. I said, look, when are you going to look at the transmission? What are these other things? He said, I don't know, but I'll know more when I talk to you on Monday, maybe Tuesday. So we have the truck back. It's still throwing codes. It's still telling us that every once in a while the active track system isn't on, which is the self-lane guiding. Occasionally get an ABS error.
We still don't have backup lights.
We still don't have backup lights, reverse lights. We do on the rig, right?
Yeah.
So we're going through all of that, and we finally get back. We get checked in at the next campground, and we come back to pick the rig up, and everything is going really well. And we then go to put the last slide in before we're leaving, and
it sounded like we were peeling something up off the floor.
Ironic wording.
Well, might as well just put it where it is. It really sounded like what you would think if you were pulling a really long Band-Aid off of something. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right. It just sounds, you know how it when it goes to break the suction on the bottom of the floor, there's kind of this like little staticky thing?
Yeah.
Well, it was like that, but longer and louder. And Angela stopped the slide immediately. I checked on the top. I checked down below. I checked underneath.
And then I yelled, "It's leaning weird."
Right. And
yeah.
And then we realized that there's this piece of rubber.
We're gonna give her food real quick, and we'll be right back.
So at that point, we stop, and the first thing we do is call RV Fix, right? And let's pause here for a second. RV Fix is a service that you can buy from the Bish's company on any rig. It doesn't have to be one that
you buy from them.
You buy from them. You can do it at any point. This isn't one of those warranties. It's not a warranty, right? It's a service. It's a help service.
And if you buy from Bish's, you get a year for free.
Right. And so we're in our free year with the 4170, right? But we have already given them our credit cards, and we're planning on just renewing it every year. Because so far, in the first 15 months that we've had rigs, we have used RV Fix multiple times.
Yeah.
And they have absolutely saved our bacon. So anyway, if you're interested in learning more about that, post a question here, or I'll put a link down in the description below for it. But really, I can't say enough about it. And what we're going to talk about next is an example of that.
And to make it clear, we're not partners for Bish's.
Yeah.
Like, we're just happy customers. We're not partners. We bought rigs from them.
We've bought rigs from them, so we're happy customers that way. But this is not a promotion. This is us just talking about a really stressful day yesterday and what really saved our bacon.
Yeah.
Right.
And you call in to talk to someone who's basically doing triage.
Right.
And that person went, okay, you are camping right now. This is an immediate need, but I'm going to put you up at the head of the queue to get someone to call you.
Right.
Talk to the sweetest man. I couldn't even tell you what his name is, but sweetest man on the phone.
we'll get the survey and then figure it out. But
Yeah, and then he, at one point, he's having me try to rock this huge slide that has a 5-seat sofa in it. And I'm just not strong enough to be able to rock it so that Matt can grab the wiper on the bottom and pull it back out of the RV.
I'll put a couple of photos somewhere here while we talk about this next set so that you can see it. Basically, they send you get in line for a tech, the tech calls you back, he sends you a link, it converts your phone, Android or iOS, into a video chat, and he's sitting there looking, and Angela's holding her phone, showing him, and she and I are losing our cotton picking minds, right? We've got visions of, you know, all the worst cases, and he's very calm, dealt with our losing our minds very well.
He did. He kept saying, Angela, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. So, long story short is that he walks us through 3 or 4 things, and eventually what needs to happen is that I'm trying to grab the rubber seal, the wiper seal that is between the bottom of the
slide,
between the bottom of the slide and the top of the frame of the actual coach. And I need to be pulling that while they're moving the frame. And I just don't have the strength to do it. I'm in a strange position. And I realized that there's, I go next door to see if my neighbor, who we had met earlier in the week, was there, and he wasn't there. But a couple of folks, a couple campsites down, were having an outside, sitting outside. And I went to them and said, hey, I need some help. And they all jumped up immediately and came running.
All of a sudden, there's 4 guys helping us.
Right. And so we've got a couple of guys on the outside. We got a big, strong guy pulling.
I don't even know how he did that.
Pulling the thing. I'm pushing on the top, and we've got our technician from RV Fix there guiding us, trying to guide us, giving us suggestions that may or may not be completely followed. Anyway, he's there trying to keep a corral on it, and they go ahead and pull it out, pull the seal out, and we're able to get the slide completely out and completely in, and they're ready to go. So James, Mike, Robert, and Al came over and were really super helpful. And Mike, I'll highlight, Mike, big strong guy, grabs it, pulls it in, and we're ready to go. And they were just so incredibly helpful. James stuck around for a while to make sure that we were okay, and they were like, hey, if you have any other problems, come back and get us. We're really super helpful, or we're really, just hanging out here, and it was so nice, right? So anyway, RV Fix then, while we're talking to our gentleman on the phone, we're like, well, hey, we've got appointments already in Longview.
Yep, Longview,
Texas on the 1st of June to have the roof repairs done, and oh, by the way, the front cap.
You don't know about that. We'll talk about that in another vehicle. We have to have some work done on the roof. Yeah.
So we're there, and he's like, okay, yeah, we'll just let me talk to your concierge, and we'll get this scheduled for when you bring the rig in. So we're supposed to go in for just a day for a couple of things. This will probably take a lot longer.
Yeah, there's another thing you don't know about yet. I may have damaged the front of the RV.
So we've got some video coming on that when we can stomach to put it up. But anyway, so it's been a bad... Anyway, so we finally get the slide in. We're ready to go. We pull here. We get the slide out. I'm able to grab this. I'm able to hold it. The slide goes back out.
Before we do that, he backed it in. He did a great job in a really hard back in.
Yeah, this is a really tough back in, and it's one of those where with a long rig, you kind of need the space across from you, and it's a permanent, it's a annual site there, and they've got cars and everything. They're not hanging over, but it just makes it a bit more challenging.
Well, and it's a short site for us, but we got no video because it was such a stressful day. We just we're not good about picking the camera up yet. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But we're not good yet.
So we back in. We get the misbehaving slide out. What our gosh, I wish I could remember who our RV fix technician was.
I think his name was Alan, but I'm not sure.
We'll say Alan. Alan told me how to do it and said this will work. Right. So I went ahead and did that. And then as we're going through and we're getting set up and everything like that,
I took the stairs out in the front to make sure that everything was okay. Normally I put the sofa slide out first because then I can see what's going on in the coach in case something's fallen. I couldn't do that. So I had to put the back stairs down, which there's a picnic bench pad over to the side. So I was able to just step backwards and stay on the pad. In the back, my foot came off the pad and I went down 6 inches and I had the stairs over my head when I did it. So, cue picture of Angela's concussion.
yes.
So, yeah, we weren't filming a video last night.
Well, so we get the stairs down, right? And we take care of that. And you don't know about this yet. So
go ahead.
We decide that we're going to go ahead and we're not making dinner at this point, right? Because it's 7 o'clock and everything like that. So I go to get dinner. And in all the moving around and everything like that, I moved your coffee cup onto the top of the center console.
There's cream all over the inside of the car.
I got it cleaned up, and it was only on the leather perforated seats.
Oh, Lord.
So that's why it took me 40 minutes to go get dinner. So,
heated seats with cream in them?
yeah, I know.
Is it your seat or my seat?
Yours.
Ew.
So at that point, then I'm getting ready to sit down and maybe going to try and put a video out late. The circuit breaker outside on the pole started flipping last night, and we couldn't tell because our battery system just sucks it up and transfers. But I had to, it shut off, and the watchdog didn't even understand what happened. It just, the circuit breaker just flipped. So I've got our battery system only sucking about 40 amps from each of the line rather than 50. Trying to keep that circuit breaker from flipping. We'll see. It's overcast today. So anyway, very long story as to why we didn't have a video last night. We won't have one this week. We promise we'll be back next week with a real video. So if you'd like to hear more about the roof repairs and the front cap and the slide repair, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can see it when it comes out. We've also got an important PSA on the roof for people who have a new Brinkley, and that will be coming very soon, so make sure you stick around to learn more about that, because if you've got a 2026 Brinkley with one of the new roofs,
specifically a Brinkley G,
there's something you need to know. So come back next week. I promise we'll have a video for you.
Yay!
Real RV life.
This is it.
I've been so many places, I've seen them all with open eyes. Seen islands, open spaces, Serengeti sun slowly rise. All these memories, I hold them near me when I sail the Aegean Sea. But there's one place for me. Take me to the place where I come from, the only place where I really belong. Take me 'cause this voyage seems so long. Back to you, ooh. Back to you.